Hi, Jackie here. Thought we would talk about being spiritual, what it means to be spiritual, and equally what it doesn't mean. Okay, so being spiritual is not all pixies and unicorns and magic fairy dust. Yeah, okay, it's nice to think that you might sprinkle fairy dust or magic dust on people and be grateful and gratitude. I get it. But you can be practical and be spiritual. You know, I'm probably one of the most down-to-earth people that you would ever meet. But equally, I'm highly spiritual, and just because I don't float about on this fluffy cloud and talk in kind of ways that not everybody can understand, it doesn't mean that I'm less spiritual, okay? I like to keep things simple. I want people to resonate with what I'm saying. I don't want someone watching a video, watching one of my classes, or working with me and feeling that they are not spiritual enough because they don't know enough about things. They don't know what fifth dimension is. They don't know what the Mercury retrograde is, you know, or how the moon phases work. They are elements of being spiritual, but they are not what make you spiritual. Okay. You don't have to do yoga to be spiritual. You don't have to sit cross-legged and chant ohms to be spiritual. And here's the thing, I shared this with my group last week. I was doing a class on the four clairs, so clairaudience, clairvoyant, clairsentience and claircognizant. And I was saying that when I when I first started on my spiritual path, but even so now, when I used to sit in classes and meditation classes, and they'd come round after and be asking people what their experience was, and people would be like, oh wow, it's a magical experience, and I was on this flying carpet with a unicorn and we flew around the world and I saw all this magical stuff, it was just amazing. Or I ran with my wolf in the woods. And then they'd come to me and I'd be like, I saw purple. And they'd be like, oh Jackie, that's brilliant, that's really good, you know, what else? And I'd be like, that's it, I saw purple. I didn't see anything else. And for years I used to think that, well, surely I'm not spiritual because I don't see when I close my eyes. I don't visualize things. So there must be something either wrong with me, or maybe I'm just not meant to be on this spiritual path. What I have realized is that actually is my key to who I am and who I am about and how I can help other people, because what it's saying is that you don't need all of these things to be a spiritual person. You know, being spiritual for me is just about knowing that I've got a connection to source energy, knowing that there's more to this life than what is here now. You know, there's life after death. You know, we are spiritual beings in a human body, in having a human experience. That's what being spiritual is. Yeah? It's about being of service to people and wanting to help and do good in the world. It isn't about never swearing or thinking that you can't be kick-ass or badass, you know, you've got to be nice to everybody. Doesn't make you any more spiritual just because you don't speak your mind or speak your truth. The spiritual world, the spiritual realms need more people who speak from the heart, speak their truth without feeling that they're going to be judged. Okay, we are in a time now where we need to stand up for who we are. Okay, and you can be whoever you choose to be. You know, don't fall into the trap of thinking that you need to be something else to be spiritual. Just be you. Accept who you are. okay? You know, the spiritual world is huge, and there are lots and lots of people out there and teachers out there. And I'm not saying that the ones who are, you know, a bit fluffy and with the clouds are any more or less spiritual than me, and equally no less of a good teacher. There are some amazing teachers out there, fantastic teachers. And if that's how you want to go on your spiritual path and your spiritual journey, then you can follow those people. If you want a more practical way of looking at your spirituality and blending your spirituality with your business and blending it with your whole life and accepting it and wanting practical strategies and to really feel who you are as a person, not who you think that you should be. Yeah, that's what being spiritual is. It's what you feel from here. Okay, not from here, not from the thoughts of what you're thinking and what you should be doing and what you should be saying, and I shouldn't say that if I'm spiritual, I can't do that if I'm spiritual. You can do whatever you want as long as it aligns with your own truth, okay? As long as you're not hurting anybody else. You don't need to meditate every day. If you want to meditate every day, then meditate every day. But just because you don't meditate doesn't make you any less or any better than anybody else. It's about finding what works for you and what resonates with you. You know, what I teach people is not for everybody. What I always say to my students is you take from me what you want to take from me. The rest, just leave behind. But please don't ever think that you need to be a certain way to be accepted in the spiritual world, because that's just so not true. And now I will say goodbye.